5-star James. I don't care what stars they give you. You're a 5-star. You've been a 5-star. This is much part good. Listen, man, University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah.
Here, man. 5-star James. I don't care what stars they give you. You're a 5-star. You've been a 5-star. This is much part good. Listen, man, University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Does you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
Nah.
Who's been your tough defender? Like, who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person player?
I don't see nobody.
I knew this.
Nobody.
Man, he was gonna give it the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
You know, so I just gotta do what I do.
University of Miami, they land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams.
Yeah.
Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties.
Uh huh.
And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, like the striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's what's
Cause
up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses. And we're gonna he can feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety, then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety.
Right.
So I feel like we're just gonna make each other better.
Yeah, James played free safety. He wanted to play free safety. He was big on that. But James will never be back at free safety. James be close to the line, the linebacker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's his.
That's just him
yeah.
helping his team win.
That's his chess. Yeah, that's it. That's him playing chess with the team. I totally
Yeah.
get it. I covered James since he was that big, bro. I've known him all his life.
I just feel like every time it's just man on man. If he wins the battle, then that goes to play. He doesn't break on the run, or if this person like doesn't take that step, or certain things. It just, I feel like you beat your man every play,
Right.
you got the best chance to stop any team, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-star. Lean loyalty. 6'12", 276 pounds.
Yeah. After that, I just started going crazy. Tackles after tackle.
Yeah, the first play was like a tackle for loss, like 6.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't touch you, like.
Yeah, like they did.
Explain to me, dog. Like, what is that about? Like, how do they not? You 6'5", 300 pounds.
I mean,
Is it something? Is it a swim move or something you do? Like, they don't see you? You're teleporting? What's going on?
I'm too fast for long.
They don't realize you that fast when the game starts. Like,
I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, I just gotta show the world. Like, I'm the true 50. I'm the next 56 up. The next. I'm gonna just go crazy this year. Like, show people like, wow, at 56. Like, show them like I want to take care of my mom. I want to put in a big house, stupid cars, big pool in the backyard. Put on for my brothers, my nieces and nephews, like coaches. I think all of them boys for like having me here at this like position that I'm in now, cause like it took hard work and dedication. Without all of them to guide me in the right path, I wouldn't be here today. So I think all of them for like helping me out. Like, yeah.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what this nigga shit.
Big time players step up in big games. All the criticizing, all that, it's over, baby. Big time
All right, man. Let's get this thing popping, man. You know I'll be on my own time, man. But a lot of information flying around, dog. A lot of information flying around. A lot of information flying around, man. Got to get myself together before I jump on here. Make sure I look like old G. Let me know where you're from in the comment section, dog. Let me know where y'all from in the comment section. Boom. 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 Let me know where y'all from in the comment section. What's good, man? I'm D about to talk about everything for Bitcoin and ball, but I know y'all want to get fired up. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want to get fired up. I know y'all want to get lit. So we're going ahead.
Please know this, all in is all in. There's no in between. There's nothing. And that's what it's going to take from all of us. We're going to be surrounded by the best coaches, and it's time to go to work. Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. But the moment you put on that uniform and you play and you invest the world into that, it's different. It's different. We got to bring it in tight, and we got to bring it. Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. Because everything is here. I believe I owe it to anyone that wears that U.
All right, man. We're gonna bring that thing back one more time and rewind, man. Because y'all know that thing get y'all fired up, man. How they do it in the club? Rewind, booyaka, 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 rewind, booyaka, booyaka.
There's no in between. There's nothing. And that's what it's going to take from all of us. We're going to be surrounded by the best coaches, and it's time to go to work. Guys, we are Miami. We are the U. But the moment you put on that uniform and you play and you invest the world into that, it's different. It's different. We got to bring it in tight, and we got to bring it. Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. Because everything is here. I believe I owe it to anyone that wears that U.
What's going on, man? How many got 60 in here, man? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, man. I got my boy Rich gonna come in here, man. My boy Master Kane, boy, the boy been sitting in the back silently, chilling, you know what I'm saying? Patiently. Appreciate the boys, man. Yeah, man. Information be flying through, man. Too much information be flying around, man. Sometimes you got a show you about to come on and like you got to start scratching stuff off. Oh crap, we got to talk about that. We can't talk about this. So first things first, 786-405-9499. First things first, 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, the link is already pinned at the top. Look at me, man. I was prepared today. If you're in the comment section, the link is already pinned at the top. The link is already pinned at the top in the comment section. We're going to get into a little Jalen Brown talk. We're going to get into we got some other guys coming this week. Jaden Wayne. We're going to get into a little conference talk, SEC, a Big Ten. Which one you guys prefer? Like, which one, I mean, we never talked about the Big Ten. We're going to talk about the Big Ten because we've already talked about the SEC to no end. So we're going to talk about the Big Ten. Trying to check these stocks too, man, because you know what I'm saying, got to check these stock plays. Okay, so we up. Okay, so we up. I'm going to go ahead and get out of Pfizer. 30%. IOD Squad, if you ain't here for IOD Squad, man, we up on Pfizer 37%. Yeah. Yeah, we'll look at the charts. So, yeah, man, we're going to get into some of that. I'm going to bring my boy Rich in here, man. I'm going to bring Master Kane in here. We're going to talk. Master Kane was in here early, so he maybe got something he want to talk about, dog. I'm sure y'all have heard by now. Jalen Brown's trending to LSU. I'm sure y'all have heard that by now. Recruiting thing is fluid, bro. It's whoever had the edge. Shout out to Edge. Best tasting energy drink on the goddamn planet. Shout out to Edge. And everybody will be DMing me about buying Edge, man. It's right in the description. That's how you get Edge. It's been down there for the last 6 months. I'm going to bring my boy Rich up here. Rich, you in here?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Oh, I can't hear Rich because Rich is in the headphones. Hold up, dog. I'm coming, dog. Basement. Rich.
Yo, what's up, man?
Shout out to Rich, man. NFT expert, man. My native Clemson alum. Penn State. Rich went to all the wrong schools. I'm gonna stop dagging you about the schools, bro. All right, I'm gonna leave you alone about schools. Rich went to all the wrong schools.
Hey, for the right reasons.
For the right reasons.
But yep. But I just want to first and foremost say the space last night was great. Y'all missed a great space. The one thing that I really enjoyed was X was holding his own. You can tell that X is on par with all those guys who work for all these sites because he knew stuff that they didn't know. But it's not a competition. I'm just saying that those guys collaborating was really unique. It was a really unique thing. We got some real in-depth information, real time. So that was cool. You liked that, bro? You liked it? It was dope. It was dope. I did y'all record it?
Yeah, we recorded. I'll post it. We'll air it tomorrow morning. On YouTube. We sat out with them, with Rivals and those guys. Those guys basically taking the position of Gary and all those guys. Right. All those guys I've seen come up in media. Every last one of them. 3 out of the 4 we interviewed them and had them on Footballville.
Right.
The crib.
Yeah.
And the 2 young kids.
I remember those interviews.
That's 305 Sports. Anthony Yarrow and his other brother. Those kids go to Arizona State. They moved. They just went off to college. I interviewed both of them. So we saw the talent up and coming. You know what I'm saying? And then the kid left football hotbed, the one who runs it, Benjamin, and he's basically Gary Furman. And they took over for Gary Furman and Matt Shadell. But I could work with them for so far. Listen, Rivals, y'all want to partner? We get up here and we do some stuff. We could work with them. You understand? That makes sense. Right. Does it make sense, Rich?
Yeah.
If it don't make sense,
it don't make that. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Right.
So the whole thing too is, especially for platforms like this who bring in information that, you could take to the bank. Y'all should definitely get y'all flowers. Footballville, shout out to you because even the commit we had, the 2024 commit, what's his name, goes to Dillard. You interviewed him like 3-4 months back before he was,
Well, he
blowing up
committed
with
to Georgia.
offers.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
shout out to you for seeing who the kid could be before, he gets there. But
Right.
I want to say this because I don't want to leave the space at all without saying this. I side with X. I know a lot of people, a lot of the pundits was like,
You side with
man, I don't know about Jalen Brown. I'm gonna go with
You side
Jalen
with
Brown
X?
is committing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with he committing, man.
You think?
Yeah, because people just talking stuff, and I think the best thing to do if you're a Jalen Brown is don't sit there and run from the competition. Come in here and take somebody's spot. Like you are one of the fastest dudes in South Florida, right? And of course, nobody coming out of high school is going to be a finished product. So come here, get that coaching, stay in Miami, stay near your family and your friends. Don't worry about who's getting shine. It's all about who's winning and who's getting dollars. So Miami is a big city, and this is not just about where you're going to school. This is about where you're going to do business when a middle-aged 35 40-year-old man. So this is a great city for that. So you definitely want to lay your roots down here.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying.
Somebody says rare that X is grown. It's rare that X is wrong. I'm glad you said that way, Chris. Chris is a member. I'm glad you said that way because the fans are so yeah. It's like you hear it when you're wrong, and then when you're right, a lot of times you don't hear it from certain parties. You may hear it from your inner circle. But I tell X all the time, like it's not about you use the resources you have and then you put your pick out there. You're not gonna get them all right.
Right.
I saw Shamar. Now, once again, I saw Shamar Stewart go down to the wire. A lot of them go down to the wire. A majority of them go down to the wire. You heard Tracy Howard mom say, "Listen, man, we ain't know. We woke up that morning, we ain't know where we was going." Tracy was like, "Yeah." Basically, he thought he told her, but it was a decision that happens days before it's time to commit. Especially if the parent is saying, Matt Kane, what's up, bro? You gotta unmute yourself. Especially if just chilling, man. Especially if the parent is saying, "Nah, I'm gonna let him make his own decision. I don't want to." If the parent is saying that, then you you're on for a long ride because now you're asking for a 17-year-old to make a decision that they've never made before. You feel me?
Yeah. Yep. It's true.
Master Kane, what's going on, bro?
Oh, ain't nothing much, man. Just checking out. I really don't know which way Brown is going either. I want to believe he's going to stay home. It seemed like he, was feeling everything, but and let me ask you this because, of course, in the little group meet, they had that little picture, and I found the guy on Twitter, basically with this back conversation about the bag and stuff like that. I mean, how much credence do you give to that? Is that being real, or is that some type of a manufactured thing?
Explain what you're saying. What did you see? You saw that text saying that about a BMW or something?
Yeah, basically it was two texts going back and forth with someone. Don't know who it was, but basically the player was Jalen Brown, and then also Hakeem. And both of them, the guy was asking him, hey, are you feeling Miami? And Jaden was like, well, yeah, I was, but LSU dropped back. And it was like, how much? And it was like $3 million. And it was like, per year? It was like, yeah, per year. It was like, okay. So of course, there's a lot of people responding to that saying, "Hell no, $3 million a year." But then Hakeem, the guy asked him, it's like, "Hey, what would it take for you to go ahead and make Miami your pick?" And he basically said 3 point some odd million in a BMW. And so he said, "Okay, well, if I get close, if I get close to it, would you go ahead and make that happen?" Of course, he put the handshake emoji and the heart, orange green heart. So I don't know whether or not that's authentic or not, but it's interesting that guy had a picture of some call conversation between those two players. What's going on? What's your thoughts about it?
You know that shit illegal, right?
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Let's start there. Listen, let's start there. So let's start there because that's not the type of stuff I really talk about. But you brought it up, so bro, listen. This is how I look at these things. I've been doing this for a while. Which two players you said? Hakeem and Jalen, right?
Yeah.
You'll never see anything like that on Ray and Robbie Washington. Ask yourself why.
Okay.
Not here. You may see something like that in Clemson on Ray.
Yeah.
Or you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't play games like that. Because at the end of the day, what are you showing us? What are you showing us? You showing us that money may be involved with players choosing. What are you trying to show us? Rich, you's a smart guy. What would somebody put out a text like that be trying to show us?
Well, they're trying to basically indict Miami, and they're trying to show that it don't matter how much momentum Miami has going on, people could still come buy the players out. And my thing is this, man. All of that is hearsay because what contracts you sign is that should be confidential. And I just don't understand the narrative, right? So we have the best NIL system for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Ruiz.
Right.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Are kids getting $3 million a year? No, because quarterbacks is not even getting $3 million a year up until this point.
Right.
So I would say all of that is smoke. You got people out here with burner phones posting stuff that don't make any sense about 17-year-old kids, and I say drop it, man. Like,
yeah, it doesn't happen.
It's foolish. It's foolish.
It doesn't. One, it doesn't happen like that, and two, like I said, it comes out on the two kids. We may not get. Right. Doesn't make sense. It's some to me. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that's butthurt because we see fans. We on Twitter, me and X had people make fake tweets from us or like recreate our tweets. People got a lot of time on their hands, dog. People have a lot of time on their hands.
Right.
Yeah, so I wouldn't put any credence in anything like that because dog, I'm too dynamic in the way I think. It just doesn't make sense to me on numerous different levels. It just and if let's say if it was true, like what are you trying to sell us? Like what are you trying to show us?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask this question because I think we asking the same thing, Streeter. But the question I had when I saw that was, is it somebody like, let's say it was a Miami fan?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to justify why these two receivers didn't come to Miami already?
Right. It happens every time. Or we do get the kid. Rashada reportedly takes $9 million, 3 Bentleys, 4 Mickey Mouse outfits, and 30 Cabbage Patch dolls.
Right.
Yeah, nah, bro, ain't buying it. Like, ain't buying it at all. You a smart brother, Tori. You thought that was real?
Not really. My thought was that the guy who posted, because I started going down his timeline a little bit, and it looked like he was just posting a lot of craziness just to get people to kind of pay attention to his Twitter, to his account. So more so clickbait probably.
Yeah, this is what I heard. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is what I heard.
yeah,
hmm
yeah.
I
He
heard.
had a
Yeah,
whole bunch of stuff that he was saying on there that it's like, well, let me check with my people. It's like
yeah.
what?
You got to be careful with stuff doesn't when stuff doesn't make sense. Because what y'all don't know is Instagram accounts, YouTube accounts, Twitter accounts, they're worth money on the internet. Go search it one day. Search it one day. How much is my Twitter account worth? And there's people out there that sell them. That's why they steal your accounts and things of these natures because and so that's Nas Street and Miami fan. About 2:00 last night, this is what I heard. I done post. He's a Miami fan. He done posted about almost every recruit, even the ones we got us trolling. So yeah, man. I saw it come across me and I was like, what is? It makes sense. It didn't make sense to me in so many different ways. I didn't even look at it twice. So listen, man, we dropped Warren Sapp yesterday, man. If y'all checked out the Warren Sapp interview, members of them, so y'all had it 3 weeks ago. One of y'all got feedback in y'all background, or maybe y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me out loud, it might be feeding back through what y'all doing. Just check it out. Or turn me down
something in the background on my side.
Right. Let me see if I does it stop. Yeah, so you I think it's you. I think it might be you. Like if you could hear me, then I can kind of hear myself. I think. I don't know. It ain't that bad. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah, we dropped the Warren Sapp, man, and basically I just let Warren Sapp go, bro. Like I didn't like he's a dynamic dude. He's a performer. Like I thought he was gonna come in there serious and do me like he did Vlad, but he didn't. He was on some other shit. He was about to go fishing, and he's a show in himself, dog. I just let him go. That was an easy interview. Rich, you watched it?
I did, and that's a smart brother, by the way.
He is. That's why I started off the way I started off. Mm-hmm.
So he's a world scholar, as they would say.
Yeah, he knows a lot about a lot, and you don't get people saying that a lot about us often. You ever really lead with that? You know what I'm saying? It was clear to me that this man calls me sometimes, picked up the phone. He just talks about anything. Straight, man, you know the quarterback y'all just got was started. They say he's from Pittsburgh, California. You know that's Oakland, right? Like, yeah, well, yeah, man, this is Oakland. They didn't want to say Oakland, just for no reason. Like, he could talk about anything. Tori, you saw it yet? You had a chance to watch it yet?
I did. It was a great interview.
Yeah.
Just like he was saying how he's a well-read person, and he just watched everything. What trips me out is the way that he spit out numbers as far as like a game that happened 15, 20 years ago.
15 years ago.
He spit out, right. Yeah, the quarterback had 350 yards, and remember on that third down when it's like, what?
No.
Yeah, he on his Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp be doing that.
Shannon Sharp does do that. Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, that is one part that a lot of people saw was interesting, which I was on the fence. I don't put it out there, is when I asked him about go in depth on you saying that Manny didn't speak Spanish. Like, why does that bother you that Manny doesn't speak Spanish? And he said, listen, and then y'all let me know if this makes sense to y'all. He said, I feel if a man turns his back on his heritage, he'll turn his back on a lot of things.
Man, look. And he's so right about that, because I do know that, I mean, if you've been down in South Florida for any period of time, even if you're not born, in Cuba, a Cuban is going to speak Spanish, even if they was born in Miami, or know a little bit of it or enough to get by. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like that in other Caribbean cultures, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know in the Hispanic culture, even if you was born in the U.S., you're gonna speak some type of Spanish. So
yeah, Yeah, they have a lot of pride. I was almost bilingual when I left Miami, just
Yeah.
from taking Spanish in school, and of course being around the culture, things of that nature as well. So I had a lot of Spanish friends, girlfriends, and as well too. And so just
Right,
from
right,
being,
right.
immersed in the culture, the fact that he doesn't speak it is very surprising because they're very proud people, especially Cubans.
Right.
Very, very,
Right.
very proud people. And so he was on point with that. Uh, especially from a man point of view, because the Cuban male is like almost every Cuban male in his family is like the alpha male. So that's something to look at as well too. So that's interesting. It's an interesting point of connection you made.
I know.
Yeah, and you're right
Yeah.
about
Go ahead.
learning Spanish if you grew up in Miami, because I sure did know words like mucha linda, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If I had to spit some game,
Hmm.
hey, you gotta know. You gotta know.
Got to know a little something, something.
Yeah, I knew he said it for a reason. And sometimes things like that go over people's head. I get where I totally get where he's coming from. I totally understand what he's trying to say. Um, and I guess for the simple fact that also his relationship wasn't that great with Manny. Like when I asked him about, so you couldn't come to the practices either, like Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. He was like, "Boy, I told you I couldn't come now. Don't make me get in my feelings over here now." You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like they wouldn't let you come. You couldn't come to the. Yeah, you couldn't come. That shocked me because I heard that certain people were allowed.
Yeah,
Looked like it was only Michael Irvin and Ed Reed.
yeah.
That's
And,
crazy.
and they weren't going to put Manny out there on blast in public. They were more, you know, uh, I guess you would call it political,
Right,
um, with their comments and everything else. Neutral. Let's call it neutral.
right,
They were
right,
more neutral. Yeah.
right. Oh man. So
You
Master
know
Ken,
what
you
though?
go ahead.
I wanted to say this real quick. People didn't understand how big of a job it was to manage a storied program like Miami, like to manage, build, coach, be the CEO. I don't think people really understood how hard it is. And we put a guy like Manny Diaz in that driver's seat on, the first, so it's just like your very first car after getting your driver's license, and you jump in a Ferrari that goes over 200 miles an hour,
Right,
where you gotta to start it, you gotta turn the ignition, press a button, then turn the gas ignition on, and it's like we put him in a fighter jet and said, here you go, make sure you don't crash.
right, 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 right.
That's a hellified analogy.
Yeah,
I thought the
yeah.
car was going to be enough, just a fast car, but
No, it is. No, it is tough. It is tough. But go check that out, man. It's public now. And I don't know how I've gotten spoiled. And I don't know how I'm going to make these things public if I make any of them or deadlines or anything like that, man. At this point, we're on a member thing. Like when the videos get released, they get released to the members, and then they'll trickle their way through publicly at some point. Um, Next thing, Ohio State, Michigan, UCLA, USC, Michigan State, Penn State, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Maryland, Northwestern, Indiana, Rutgers, Purdue, Minnesota, Illinois. Possible other teams that could be joining: Oregon, Washington, and Notre Dame. Is it possible that the Big Ten could one day rival the SEC?
I would say yes, and
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes because it's all about the money factor.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I would like to see. and I think this just makes sense. It was a breakdown that some columnist put out about 2 or 3 days ago. It was in the group me where you had basically the North versus the South. I think if you just if you split it up that way, the logistics of games would work a lot better. And then from there you branch off and you play basically North versus South for, the championship game. I think that works out a lot better as opposed to um, Miami joining the Big Ten. And what might happen also, this is something I just thought about earlier today. In order to make sure that this doesn't happen again with all these realignments, because if each conference is getting negotiating different deals with TV, um, one conference is always going to get the short end of the stick, and therefore you're going to have teams that want to go get out of that conference. So why don't they just do like a collective bargaining situation where they share a certain percentage, and that percentage is concrete for both the North and the South. The North being Big Ten country, I guess, the South being SEC country, and then just go from there. That way, everybody is getting the money issue is solved. That way, we can get back to football.
Right. I think right now it'd be the top 2 teams in each division until they go to what, eight teams. They would eventually have to.
Yeah, and they'll have to split it up in like 4 different divisions in the South.
Right.
4 up north, something like that.
Tori, what you think? You think the Big Ten could rival the SEC?
Well, I'm not going to say rival as far as on the playing field more so, but I mean, it is interesting as far as the dollar amount is because
right.
Put in that group me a picture that I saw that basically was showing the money side of it. And it was showing like SEC plans on paying out like what 110 or 115 million per school, from the TV money. And then, Big Ten was like about 105 and 100. It was real close. It was close.
It was.
But so from that standpoint, I mean, they have a lot of pull on that side, which is very interesting because how many championships come from the Big Ten period? Like, well, how many teams make it to the playoffs from the Big Ten or championships period? Now, the collective bargaining thing, Rich, smart. I just don't think it's going to happen, bro. It's too competitive.
I agree.
First off, it's too competitive, and somebody wants to be number one, and sharing like that. I don't think that they're going to. First off, as we know, the SEC already feels that they are bigger and better than pretty much everybody else, and it flex their muscles so much to do so. For them, it's like, well, we're the king at the table, and you're trying to get to the table. So why would I give up some of my power and some of my position and my advantage? Because they have an advantage right now. Why would I give that up? Because that's what they do if that was to be the case. A collective bargaining. They will have to give up some of their. That's not going to happen. I don't see that happening. So I really didn't.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think long term, which I see how some folks would want to be competitive about the situation, but I would have to say long term, if you think about what's going to happen, you're going to have conferences that don't mean anything. We're already seeing players that opt out of their bowl game because there's nothing to play for. So you're going to start seeing a lot more of that happen in college football. And now the SEC is going to be like, I want my 4th best team to actually play a great team. And a team in the Pac-12 or whoever they play, or the Big 12, is going to be like, it's not worth it for us to play you. So half our squad, especially the ones that's getting ready to go to the league, they're like, I ain't playing in that game. For what?
Right.
Do y'all think, Street and Rich, do y'all think the NIL is going to influence whether or not these players opt out or not and actually go and play the game? Because think about it. I mean, if they're starting to get the NIL money, but then they're nowhere to be found, and of course, I'm not talking about necessarily the senior per se, but more so the underclassmen, the sophomores and the juniors who are eligible. Those folks, I would say that the NIL is going to influence their decision whether they should opt out or not, because maybe that would be an impact on their money. And so,
I agree with that.
Me as a business, you as a player that I'm endorsing gets to shine on the field with all the eyes on you. I want you out there playing, of course. So I could definitely see that, and influencing that decision moving forward.
Okay, so explain to me, because I'm kind of slow. So you're saying that when it's time to play a bowl game, right, and you can opt out and go to NFL, and you don't, right?
Correct.
That NIL money may keep kids playing, because this is how I see NIL. This is how I see NIL. Look at it no different than. Let me give you a good one. Jonathan McNabb, Campbell Soup, right? He gets a deal with Campbell Soup outside of the Eagles. It's Campbell Soup. It's like, could Campbell Soup force him to do something? Yes, contractually, they probably could if they wanted to, and he signs it. But with those NIL deals, there's a lot of stipulations around NIL deals, bro. Those companies are laying there with their legs wide open, dog. They don't have forcing power when it comes to what happens on the field. The only thing I've seen them do is split up money. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen it yet, and I've seen the NIL contract, and I've seen the stipulations. We dealt with one. I haven't seen it yet to where it's spilled over into what he actually does on the field. Actually, you know what I'm saying? The team is like, no, it has nothing to do with us. It's not your, you know what I'm saying? It's
right
your,
now.
Yeah.
Now that's how it is right now. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is right now. But what I'm saying is, I could see it moving in that direction, because if these NIL deals are done right, and Sapp talked about this, what the NIL deal is really doing, because no one is really using it to actually endorse and sell a product or a service or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But the place that is doing it right is Ruiz, right? So he is doing it that way. So if you have someone who's a dynamic player, who rise up through the rankings, who outperforms everybody else, and you already signed that person to an NIL deal to endorse you, right? Well, what better way for me to get more publicity of signing the right person than if you were to go and ball out on a big stage? And the biggest stage as far as college, besides the national championship, is, of course, some of these playoff games where everybody's going to be looking at you. And so that's what I'm saying, as far as I can see it morphing into that, if they're being done right in the first place. So I guess maybe we got to get that part straight, that the NILs are actually done in a proper manner. But my point with it is, if it is a legitimate NIL where they're actually endorsing properly, and the company is paying for it properly, it's just like that's a walking commercial, and for me, I'm going to want that person, let's say after they win the game, walking into the locker room with the championship and say something, endorsing my can of soup or whatever it is, walking back to that will be like, that's very timely, so I could see that happening forward, but
it's not there. Yeah, it's not there yet. And when you say the companies aren't using it, like with the running back for Texas got the Lamborghini, right? Does that help Lamborghini or not? Does it help that local Lamborghini place? Does it help it or not?
I would say this: it would help if Lamborghini did a commercial or some type of video and put it on and actually advertised it. Okay, and had this person versus just taking a picture with it or just giving it to him and let it. I mean, he's not a star, he's not a star just yet. It's not like, okay, well, everybody's going to want to buy one just yet. But my point with that is, if they are actually using it to actually put it out there and sell it in a particular manner, then yeah, I can see it working that way. But the way they're doing it right now, it doesn't seem like it.
What you think, Rich?
Well, I just think that we got to remember too, like a company like Lamborghini, they will allocate, let's say, 10 to 15% of their revenue for as marketing dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, they don't care either way. It all goes into one big pot.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say when you start to think about Texas having one of the richest booster or donor bases in the country, and they make, let's say, a Lambo, and maybe I'm giving them marketing advice right now, but let's say they make a Lambo Texas orange, right? Texas orange and white.
Uh-huh.
And they say, and they get Bijan to go out there to drive one around campus and say there's only 500 of these that's going to be made, or 300 that's going to be made. I mean, yeah, because now that's a signature product for that particular player, and you can market it that way, and you could also sell it that way. So if they really think about how to market their product correctly, it can help them. I think you do see a lot of companies out there who give out NIL without a plan.
Right.
But if you have a marketing team and they really put a plan together for how these kids are going to benefit, how they're going to bring a return on investment from giving out NIL money, I would say that that's the route you're going to see companies go, where, you got a cologne that somebody may sponsor, or, a car, or whatever the case may be. So, and I see in the comments, somebody says, who in Austin can afford a Lamborghini? Well, you got to remember, Silicon Valley is moving to Austin, Texas. So you're talking about people who routinely make $200,000 to $400,000 to $500,000 a year. So yeah, you got a lot of people. Don't sleep on Austin.
You said don't sleep.
Nah, don't sleep on Austin. That's one of the most tech forward companies in the South right now. So yeah, it's a lot of things you can market to people who got a lot of money and they just moved from California, where land and everything else was one price. Now it's half the price in Texas. So yeah, if I could buy a house for $300,000, $400,000 in Texas, and it's the same size as the one that I would buy in Cali, that was $1.5 million. Yeah, I'll take that extra change and buy me a Lambo. Why not?
Right. One thing Ruiz said was, listen, when I give out these NIL deals, the money comes back instantly. It's cheaper than paying for marketing. Right now, with the NIL deals and the way things are going, I used to always talk about Kanye West, and I always thought that Kanye West, this is my belief. I never sat down with him, talked to him. Wish I would have tried to get next to Kim Kardashian or something. But I always thought that Kanye figured out, if I make myself the brunt of the joke, you guys would promote my album for me. Mm-hmm. That's how the internet works.
Isn't that what Ruiz did with the whole situation with the two basketball players?
Basically, it's like understanding media, understanding Google, how things get pushed to the top. Kanye West goes out here, says something crazy. Oh, he being crazy again. Everybody runs the story. Then the album comes behind it, or something comes behind it. I think Lamborghini jumping in this at that moment, it's just Lamborghini saying, oh, this is just free promotion. You know what I'm saying? This is just free promotion, because every every news, every football view, everybody's going to pick this up. So I think that's kind
bring
of
home a good point.
Yeah.
I say that because what would it cost to advertise directly with ESPN, CBS Sports, SEC Network, ACC Network?
Bingo.
And you just give a kid a car.
Bingo.
And now you're advertising on all those platforms for free.
For free. Just because of the story. And then they don't even think about it that way. LeVar Ball says, yeah, I think I could beat Michael Jordan. Oh, yeah, my son better than LeBron James. Man, get that dude up here, man. He's crazy. Come out there, big baller brand shirt, come sit down on ESPN. Yeah. Fuss with the white girl a little bit. But by the time they realized what he had done, it was too late.
It's too late.
And
I want to say something because I see V. Kane's mentioned in the comment. He said, y'all really think software engineers and the richest of the rich are going to buy a Lambo because Bijan Robinson is driving one?
Nope.
I would say this. Nope. Check it out now. Check it out. Go look at all those freshman orientation booklets that every school, especially in the Power 5 conferences, is putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Go to page number 32. What they got in there? They got a running back toting the rock.
Right.
Does that have anything to do with computer science? No.
No.
But what are those kids going to think? For the next 4 years, I'm going to get free tickets and I'm going to be able to be an alumni and I'm going to rub shoulders with Ricky Williams.
Right.
That's how business is, just like being on the golf course. Hell, I hate golfing, but it's going to be people out there that you want to meet that's doing big business. So the school that you go to,
the people I know, the people I know with Lamborghinis, V. Kane, aren't software engineers. I was at Waffle House last night, 2:00. I think I saw Lil Yachty. yeah, two Benzes. Yeah, the Benz truck and I don't know. I don't even know what they were. You know what I'm saying? He had on so much. I don't know. I think it was Lil Yachty. I think I saw Lil Yachty. Those are the people I see with Lamborghinis. I see my homie Q Banks, 2-3 Lamborghinis. He's a forex trader from.
I think you're sadly mistaken though. I think because here's the thing: when you, let's say you were a VP at Google,
mm-hmm.
It gets to the point where you've been making like wealth money for so long that you might have 2 Lamborghinis and not even drive them anymore. They just sitting there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you might be into climate change and drive your Prius to work. I'm telling you, it's some people that don't put a value on a Lamborghini the way that some other cultures do. However, it's just like a pair of tennis shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would never think that a software engineer has a pair of J's, and then you walk into their house and they got 10 pairs of J's. They just don't ever wear them.
Right.
You're like, why did you buy them? Everybody got them, so I went and got them.
Now, first, my homeboy, it's funny we talk about this, man. My homeboy who shot the Shamar Stewart interviews that he left his Lamborghini on the corner instead of putting it in the garage for like a week, and it got stolen last week. I'm thinking about it.
What?
And it got stolen.
Yep.
Yeah, and now you got a Bentley. I mean, so yeah, I think promotion, any promotion is good promotion. And I think people do what they see athletes do. But back to this Big Ten thing, man. So there's a few conferences that's gonna have to fall off, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to go away, right? If any moves are made, it won't instantly happen. We're hearing it won't instantly happen. All week long, we've been hearing SEC. They're gonna pronounce it imminent. Oh, Florida doesn't want Miami in the SEC. SEC doesn't want Miami in it. Before we get out of here, man, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Hit the like button for me, man. And 786-459-4999. You want to get down with IOD Squad, or just click the link. It's pinned at the top of the comment section. People say Miami. People say if Miami is doing good, college football is doing good, right? If that was the case, really, then Miami wouldn't have been down for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? They attacked Miami and Miami went down. I don't know if they attacked Miami. I mean, your boys straight snitch. You know what I'm saying? But
they did.
And I talked about this once on the morning show before. Like, I'm not sure college football, ESPN, whoever has the money, whoever's running this thing wants to see Miami Cristobal control Florida and be in the SEC and have all of those recruiting resources, tools readily handily to themselves. I'm not sure if they want Miami. I think they want the kids in Florida to be able to go to different schools to kind of create parity. Because if Miami can control Florida, it kind of makes like a sort of like a monopoly. I hope I'm using the word the right way. Rich Muscala. It kind of makes like a monopoly. Like how do you feel about that, Tori? You think that does that make sense to you, dog? Like, I don't know if they want Miami totally. And if Miami helped college football, they would have saved us the same way they saved these SEC schools from getting in trouble.
Well, I think when they're saying help college football, we have to look at it from a higher level, a bird's eye view, basically where the money is. Okay. I would say ESPN would want that. Because it's about the viewership, it's about the rivalry. And everybody remembers, thing is, Street, is that what Miami did was so transformative to the entire collegiate game, period. That's why I think people are saying that, because of what they did and how they did it. And it was done at such an elite level. Now, Alabama's of the world, Clemson's of the world, Georgia's of the world, they don't necessarily, the coaches don't necessarily want to have to deal with that, okay, as far as Miami rising up. But as far as on a higher level, if I'm let's say we join the SEC, if I'm them, from viewership, from money, being able to demand that, I do want that, because that's going to be, can you imagine the payday? You kind of said it. Can you imagine what happens if Georgia comes down to play Miami down in Miami at the stadium?
Hard Rock, yeah.
Hard Rock nighttime game. How that's going to be pandemonium, and the type of money that is going to generate. So imagine if at least 3-4 times a year you have that type of elite competition happening, because you got Alabama coming in and you got the Georgias of the world coming in, and then we're going to go up against the Clemsons of the world, and then the big rivalry, FSU. I see it being a win for everybody involved except for some of the coaches.
I think so too. And as Fat Joe says, if Miami joined the SEC is going to go back to all those folks, that all the TV people, CBS Sports, ESPN.
Yep.
They're going to say exactly what Fat Joe said. Yesterday's price is not today's price, because they know, just like you said, any team coming down to Miami, if you got Alabama coming down every other year, you got Georgia coming down every other year, you keep Clemson together, so Clemson's coming down, Auburn, man, look, it's like having a bowl game every single time you go down to Miami.
Yep.
It's just different, right? Because now when Miami's winning, you look in the stands and you see all type of recording artists, you see alumni for professional sports. It's just different. It's different. It's not like, all right, Georgia versus Alabama, right? Of course, that's kind of like a rivalry game. You're gonna have a lot of fans show up. and it's going to be what it is. But what if you have so many folks that are professional folks, that are celebrities, that are buying so many tickets to the point where the price to get in the game just keeps going up and up and up? That's what Miami is.
So long for your little philosophy about us going to the game.
Hey, we gonna have to be parking attendants or something. You know what I'm saying? Try to slide in there somehow.
I can't hire everybody on Footballville. Good Lord, so much for that.
Give me a pass, Streeter.
No, I mean, but you're right, bro. Like college football can flex. College football can flex its muscle. I've been to Dolphin games. It's a bigger event, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely not a better product. Like it's not. It's like you're walking in 110 at Michigan and Miami versus Michigan or Ohio State 110 and like, bro, listen. College football, if you ask a lot of people, like what would they rather watch? A lot of people say they'd rather watch college football than NFL.
College.
Yeah.
When you see NFL, them kids out there chanting for their school as they're walking in the stadium.
Right.
It's a whole different level of passion.
Right.
Yep.
What's going on? So, all right, man. Listen, bro. Anything else y'all want to run around, man? Rich, you think Jalen gonna stay in Miami? Rich, I got a secret.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go with X, man. All right, I gotta go with X. I could be wrong, but
yeah. No, I mean it's right or wrong. Like, listen, bro, this thing goes down to the last minute. I'm here to tell y'all. I mean, it goes down to the last minute, but it's kind of like being an investigator, man. You put this with that with this, that with this, and sometimes you come up with the answers, but things change. Recruiting is fluid. Right. Recruiting is fluid and things change. Tori, you got anything, bro?
Yeah, no, I mean, basically I'm going to keep the faith, that Mario is going to pull something out and be able to go ahead and land this cat, and keep him on home. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like everything is going that way. And I will say that when what's his name, Wilfong or something like that. Yeah. Whenever he does put in something, a crystal ball, usually his crystal balls come out pretty accurate. So that's the concerning part of that. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna keep the faith and say that Mario's gonna bring out a Hail Mary, man.
So this is what we talked about in the member section the other day, and I don't know if I talked about this, but Gulliver's AD, right, got fired last year, and I didn't know where he went, but he was from Michigan. I knew the guy, black guy. He was a cool guy. He's the personnel director or something at LSU. I know for a fact he was getting on people's nerves because he was recruiting. He was trying to get Jalen Brown to go to Michigan. Like hard, like uncomfortably hard. You know what I'm saying? Now he's at LSU. That may be part of it, a familiar face in another place. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But yeah, that's an interesting story because I didn't know where he landed. I just thought he went back to Michigan, but he didn't. He went to Louisiana and got a job up there, Louisiana. So it's Gulliver's fault. They would have never fired him. It was Gulliver's fault. Yeah, they would never fired him. Jalen Brown would be hey, gotta find somebody to blame. Gulliver is the new Mo. Gulliver's the new Mo. It's Gulliver's fault. Firing people and shit.
Man. I'm still gonna stick with X, but I remember the last time you had a breakdown of what was going on with Shamar's recruitment. It didn't turn out well, so but I'm gonna stick with X.
You stick with X. You got to make sure X still on your side. Yeah, it's all going bad with old Jalen Brown. I guess the problem is nobody wants to see another 5-star wide receiver go somewhere else.
Yeah, man.
That's the problem. But I'm here to tell you this. Don't look at it that way. I heard he may be playing cornerback up there. I don't know how true it is, you know what I'm saying? But don't look at it that way, bro. That's a black and white goofy way of looking at it. Look at it like supply and demand. Are there wide receivers to go get, or aren't there wide receivers to go get? You know what I'm saying? I love Jalen, my little guy, but it's not a unicorn like Francis McGuire. You know what I'm saying? It's a heavy wide receiver class.
Right.
It is. It's a heavy wide receiver. It's a heavy wide receiver class. He got his 5th star already, and I think that's holding a lot of weight for people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe. I think that's holding a lot of weight for people, and that's why it's bothering them. But I'm here to tell you, bro. Miami's never going to get every 5-star out of Florida. I don't think that's. I don't think that's. I guess it can happen, but it hasn't happened since we've been alive, and it'll be hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So get used to some of these kids not coming. All right, just get used to it, bro. Get used to it.
It is what it is. It's loaded next year with receivers too. So
yeah.
So listen, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I totally appreciate y'all. Master Kane, you got to get some headphones.
Okay.
But your input was awesome, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your input was awesome, man. You started off rough. You scared me, bro. You scared me with the text messages. You know, don't talk about stuff like that on here. I already talk about goof because that stuff like that, man, is like on so many levels to me. It's like weird to me, man. But man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. All right.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Rich.
all right.
We got to get on our NFT stuff, bro.
You know it.
All right, man.
It's gonna be a special season.
Holla at me.
All right.
All right, man. Listen, man. 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Investor Die, and if people keep telling you that the market is crashing, then they're just saying it the wrong way. They should be saying, hey, the market on sale. The market is on sale. Get your wallet out. It's time to buy. That's what they should be telling you. So if you want to get involved, man, click the link. It's in the top of the comment section. Or click 786-405-9499. And I'm D. I'm about to get out of here. Don't put off tomorrow. Something you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. D, man, and I'm out.